guys, and welcome back to the Cedi Investor. Now, this week has been very insightful. When we move to the Cedi fund, you can see that the portfolio is in the red. We are not looking so good in the portfolio, and it's just because a lot of things happened this week. Now, let's dive deep into it. You can see that I've added 162 shares into the portfolio. MTN is currently trading at 3 Ghana cedis. It went down, and it's not looking good for the Cedi fund. We are currently down 83 Ghana cedis. That's 7%. We are down 7% in the portfolio. But like I said in the last episode, this can be very deceiving because I'm using the average share price, and that takes into consideration all the prices that I bought the shares at. Now, the 162 shares of MTN that I picked up last week, I bought them at a share price of 3 Ghana cedis, so I took advantage of the dip, hoping that it will probably try and get back to its normal levels. I would definitely explain why I think MTN went down this week, but then the portfolio is not looking good. So as you can see right now, all my money in the Cedi fund is currently invested into MTN. So you can see that our whole portfolio is invested into MTN 100%, and we are down 7.6%. Not good to see, but hopefully it will get better. Like I said in the previous episode, we've made purchases for Farm Milk and Enterprise Group, but they haven't been executed yet. So hopefully I'm expecting that probably within the next 2 to 4 weeks that will be done. Then we can finally add it to the portfolio. So that's how the Cedi fund is currently looking. Now let's go over some notable performances that happened during the week. Now, let's start off with the top gainers for the week. We'll start off with SIC, and that's State Insurance Company. It started off the week at 84 pesos and is currently trading at 1 cedi, 1 peso. 1 cedi and 1 peso, and that's a 20.24% change in its share price at the end of this week. And it's just amazing to see that you could have made about 20% if you had invested in State Insurance Company at the beginning of the week. Some notable market gainers to a BOPP, up 0.39%. GCB is also up 4.83%, starting off the week at 7.66 and ending the week off at 8.03. GGBL, that's Guinness Ghana, is also up 0.83%, starting off the week at 6 cedis and currently trading at 6.05 Ghana cedis. And we'll end off with the top gainers with Access, starting off the week at 9.2 and ending of the week at 11.13, with an average share price change of 20.98%. So the best performance as of the last week of May was Access and SIC. Access up 20.98% and SIC up 20.24%. We'll go over why I think these companies are up and my thoughts on them. So let's start off with SIC Insurance PLC. Like I said, it's up 1.01% right now. And when you look at their statements, you can see that they've been growing their revenues year on year, with revenues growing substantially from 2020 to around 169 million to now in 2024 making 557 million. Amazing to see. They've been growing revenue at a fast rate of between 16 to around 30%, and it's amazing to see. But when you look at their margins, I think that's where the story is a little bit different. Now when you look at operating margin, you can see that it started off very high at 2020, then it dipped in 2022. I think this will probably have to be because of the DDEP, because most of insurance companies also invest money into securities. So I would assume that's mainly why the insurance, the operating margin in 2022 went quite down, even though they made some level of revenue. Then as of 2023 and 2024, they've been growing back their margins. The same can be said for the profit margin, but then the free cash flow margin is very good. It was really bad in 2021. I think that was the first year they paid dividends. I would like to see them continually growing the free cash flow. That just means they will have enough money to consistently pay out dividends and grow the business and have just money to expand it if they want to. As you can see, with the dividends, they are a little bit of a inconsistent dividend payer, paying dividends in 2020 and 2021. 2022, probably because of the DDEP, they didn't pay out dividends, but they paid dividends for 2023. As you can see, and they paid about 5 pesos per share for every dividend. But then in 2024, no dividends has been paid yet. I'll probably have to check if they've done their annual general meeting and see if they announced dividends or not during that period. But it's good to see. Now, when you look at their balance sheet, you can see that they've been growing their cash position very, very heavily, and that's great to see. Around 125 million in 2020, up to 406 million in 2024. Great, in my opinion. The Their debts has also yeah, I think majority of their total assets are from shareholder equity rather than liability. So you can see that they usually focus on using the shareholder capital to make money rather than borrowing huge sums of debt, and that's great to see. Their debt has also been going down. I think they've been paying down their debt, or okay, it was going up, but then in 2024 they paid out their debt massively, so almost about 2 million, and compared with their cash position of about 406 million, that's like nothing to see. So great on there. Now, when you look at the PE ratio, you can see that it's currently at 3.5, and that's like the highest it has been for the past 5 years. So it will probably look like you are buying at the company at a pretty hefty price compared to some years back. You buying the company now, the PE ratio will suggest that it's probably fair value or overvalued, a little bit of a valuation or fair value, or you are just buying at a much more expensive price compared to previous years. And the same can be said for the price to sales ratio, where you are paying way more than you would have for each sale the company makes compared to previous years. The same too can be said for the price to book ratio. So interesting to see. The company debt to equity ratio is very, very low, just because they literally have no debt with massive cash positions. And when you look at the return on equity, you can see that it's probably around, the highest has been was 18, and probably average at 11% with return on capital. Okay, not the best I've seen, but I mean, it's okay. So overall, that's a brief analysis of state insurance company. I'll probably have to do an in-depth analysis to really understand the company. But before that, if anyone owns them, kindly let me know why you own them, and if you think it's a good buying opportunity now, or if you think it's overvalued or undervalued. I also probably have to do an analysis on assets, but I don't want to make this video long, so I'll probably make it in another video if you guys are interested. Now let's look at the top losers. We have MTN, which started off the week at 3.2 Ghana cedis and is currently trading at 2.98, down 6.88%. Very, very bad for me, because my portfolio, as you could see earlier, is currently in the red, down 7% this weekend. I took advantage of the dip because I still believe MTN is a great company with strong fundamentals, and I believe this trade-off or sell-off right now is more of probably profit taking and a little bit of uncertainty around the MML localization. So I'll probably make a video on that. But let me know, what are your thoughts currently on MTN? Why do you think the price or the share price is falling? I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Bank is also down 3.3%, starting off the week at 6 pesos per share and now trading at 5.8 pesos per share. And finally, we have New Gold, which ended up the week down 6.09%, starting off the week at 373 Ghana cedis per share, and is currently trading at 350 Ghana cedis, 0.86 pesos per share. Now, when you look at the top traded companies during the past week, we have MTN leading with 1 million volumes traded or shares traded, Then ETI, that's EcoBank's parent company, with 297 volumes of shares traded. State Enterprise Company 172, then Cow 82 million. So these were the top traded in terms of volume size. In terms of value traded, it was New Go, just because the share price is very, very hefty, 350 Ghana cedis for one share. So good to see. Now finally, let's move on and look at the current treasury bill yields after the auction that happened just yesterday. Now let's start off with the 91-day bill. You can see that yields across the curve went down, with the 91-day bill currently at 14.79% from 14.98%, down 13 basis points. There were 182-day bill is trading at 15.59%, down 7 basis points, with the 364 basis points 15.91%, down 6 basis points. And this is the first time we've seen this in a very, very long time, that all rates are currently below 16%. You can see that the treasury auction accepted all the bets, and all the interest rates are currently down from the previous week. And this is not surprising for me, because it's been happening week upon week. The finance minister really wants to get the yields down, so that it can be more favorable for them when they come to borrow, especially since now the treasury bill market is really their only source of borrowing or financing on the domestic market. The next week's target that the treasury set was 6 billion. Now, before we end off this episode, I just want to say that all these figures are in millions of cedis, right? So when you see 2,360, you have to multiply it by 1 million. So this is 2 billion Ghana cedis rather than 2,000 Ghana cedis. The same for the target. So this 6 billion right here is this 6,000. This 6669 that you are seeing here is 6 billion instead of 6,000 Ghana cedis. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you think about this week's stock market performance and what your portfolio is currently looking like. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.